The Indian subcontinent consists of various countries from South Asia, which includes Pakistan, India, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Bhutan. Chicago is home to a large South Asian community, which helps add to the cultural diversity of the city.
Immigration from the Indian subcontinent dates back to the 1940s. However, the null influx of South Asian immigration into the United States began in the mid-1960s under the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. These early immigrants were generally well-educated and financially comfortable graduate students and professionals, such as doctors, engineers, and scientists who immigrated for educational and economic opportunities. The 1980s and 1990s continued to bring in well-educated professionals and university students, but it also brought less educated working-class immigrants. These people opened small businesses such as restaurants and gas stations or small corner shops. A lot of them also became taxi drivers. Well, I have my friends and some of my relatives are living in here in Chicago, and I heard a lot about it, so I was interested in coming here to explore the opportunities and make my future and fortune. Well, I like the city a lot. It's a very beautiful place, especially to go on a tour to Navy Pier, Millennium Park, downtown areas, and Sears Towers as well, and botanical gardens. There's a lot to see. As a tourist, one would really be fascinated to see all this. The teaching profession. These working-class South Asian immigrants tended to settle around major urban areas, while the more settled and well-off South Asian population has tended to disperse along Chicago's suburbs. Devon Avenue is the cultural and commercial center of Chicago's South Asian communities. Devon Avenue is home to South Asian restaurants, boutiques, grocery stores, and jewelry shops. Devon is a very, very busy place, and parking is always hard to find. There are lots of people over there, and you get Indian food to eat, you get Indian things to buy. Culturally, you could find everything over there, and this reminds me of my hometown, and I sometimes feel homesick. And there are people who have businesses in Devon, but not necessarily that they should be living in there. They live in suburbs, but they drive all the way through to coming to their work, and they are people who do live there. So it's a mix of everything, and especially if you would really want to have a look at Indian culture, you should visit that place and to have a taste of Indian food and to celebrate our culture.
The 2000 federal census counted over 18,000 Pakistanis in metropolitan Chicago, one of the largest concentrations of Pakistanis in the United States. Community estimates in the late 1990s, however, ranged from 80,000 to 100,000, most of whom were either Urdu or Punjabi-speaking Muslims. The Indian population in Chicago has increased greatly over the years. The 1980 census recorded 33,541 Indians in the Chicago metropolitan region. In 2000, the number had grown to 125,208. The Sri Lankan population mainly increased when a civil war broke out between the Sinhalese majority and Tamil minority in 1983, causing a huge Tamil population to immigrate to Canada, England, and the U.S. In the United States, they tended to settle in California and New York, causing Chicago to have a much smaller Sri Lankan population. The Nepalese population is even smaller than the Sri Lankan population in Chicago. In 1990, the population of the Nepalese estimated to 200 individuals, causing them to be overshadowed by other South Asians.
The South Asian community has made many contributions to Chicago. Their presence can be felt by their cultural restaurants, stores, and prayer places. The number of South Asian students remains large, and many professionals have become prominent in the sciences, medicine, the computer industry, and management.
I was born and raised in Chicago, but my parents are from India. I think I know just general stuff about what you learn in grammar school, the Great Chicago Fire, Jane Addams, some stuff about the Chicago River, but besides that, not too much. They have a very large impact, I think. Of course, there's Devon, that's probably the biggest symbol of how we affected Chicago, where They have everything, restaurants, they have groceries, even suburbs these days. Everywhere has some sort of Indo-Pak grocery place because there's such a large population of Indian or Pakistani people in Chicago. And in America specifically, we've basically touched upon every single area. I remember recently reading online, like, one of the top 10 richest people is or two or three of them are Indian. So obviously we've had impact on in like science and medicine and education. So I think in all areas we've sort of had an impact on Chicago or in America in general. I think India is portrayed as very colorful, joyful culture. Obviously, as people watch like Bollywood movies, it's all about clothes and the dancing and the music. And especially since they're becoming so popular, it's definitely still one of those like nice places where you find like all those spices and like the cloths and stuff. But especially with Devon Avenue and the restaurants and stuff, people know a lot about it. And with the new movie Slumdog Millionaire, people learn, I guess, another aspect of India in general, where like poverty and the problems that we have. But I think most people have very good concepts of what our culture is. I think all big cities probably have the same sort of Desi culture, especially if there's a large population of Desis. You have to cater to those people's needs. So I'm sure that in other places there must be restaurants and grocery stores and clothes stores, because wherever there's enough demand, of course, people are gonna make up things for them to be able to cater to. Chicago is definitely one of those places that has a lot of different types of people, from different places, different religions, and I think that's why it's a great place for you to grow up, because you meet all these different types of people, and they all have, they have a different outlook on life, they have a different outlook on how to approach certain situations, and I personally, I've never been discriminated against or anything, so I think that's another beauty of Chicago, that we all sort of accept each other, we all respect each other, and I definitely think that we have, in my neighborhood at least, we have a very large population of Jewish people, and people know, people know when Eid is. Well, yeah, people know when our holidays are. People know when, whatever month that we celebrate are, and I think that, it's definitely portrayed well in that neighborhood.
Many of the earlier South Asians have assimilated into the Western culture. However, a lot of them continue to practice their rituals and religions that they have brought along with them from their homes. A proof of this can be seen in Divan, the amount of mosques, Hindu temples, and the community areas of the Indian Christians. South Asians tend to settle all over the city without making one specific neighborhood for themselves. However, they do tend to live together in small communities with a strong sense of community. This can also explain the huge amount of cultural influence on Divan, but the fact that most of the people who work there don't actually live there. As these South Asians get more established in a city, they tend to move out to suburbs. However, they haven't really one specific cultural neighborhood.